All right, Shalom. Shalom. Good. All right, Shalom. All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to all you Wakim out there who pushing this word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as to all you believers out there who believe in on the gospel. And this is Brother Quara Abad from the GMS Houston camp. And I want to go into another lesson, and as you see from the title, hey, Shalom, Brother B.A. Shalom, Yabashima Shabrakatah. As you see from the title, it says Israel's Independence Day, right? Israel Independence Day is coming. Hey, Shalom, Yabashima Shabrakatah. Brother Hazamawat. But it says Israel's Independence Day is coming and will even end with fireworks, man. And just going to the spirit of today, you see it's July 4th, right? America's Independence Day, as they would call it, which is, far from it. But nevertheless, these people would think it's, the day, it is the day that America was separated from the 13 colonies, because America did come out of, the British. Right. So America, when those 13 colonies separated from the British, man, came over here, they say July 4th, 1776, Independence Day. And from there, which that's written in Daniel the 7th chapter as well. When you go into those three horns, that one little horn, which that one little horn is America, which you go into Daniel 7, it said that three horns had to fall before that little horn rose. And those three horns that fell was the wars that America had to fight in order for those 13 colonies to gain their independence. And one of them was the French, you had the Spanish, and also you had the British. And that British, that's when the 13 colonies got their independence, right? And the whole theme of it is, you go barbecue and light fireworks, to celebrate your so-called freedom, man. But nevertheless, we know us as the nation of Israel, we have our Independence Day coming very soon. You got Jake who get caught up in, barbecuing and wearing the American flag, outfit, got the short set, the sleeveless short set with the American flag on it, right? And the top hat like Apollo Creed and Rocky. Matter of fact, the whole Apollo Creed outfit that he fought in Rocky with the American flag. Jake, our people excited just to have one day off, to celebrate the so-called independence of America. Now, no, look, you got to go back to work tomorrow. Yeah, you got Tuesday off and you have Monday off, but you got to go back to work Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, maybe Saturday and Sunday too. And the next week, Monday and Tuesday again. So that's not real independence, man. We looking for something greater as the nation of Israel, And it's coming very soon, man. So, hey, let's start with that in Revelation. Matter of fact, I'm gonna share my screen. Let's start with that in Romans 13. And Shalom, telling by maybe tuning in. But let's start with that. It's Romans 13. Let me get my screen up. Full size. All right, here we go. Our salvation nearer than what we believe, man. To the day when we finally get our independence, we ain't gonna have to worry about, once Yahweh Shai come back, we in the cherry sipping yayan and living it up. But the next day we gotta go back to work, gotta go clock back in. Your stomach hurting, and you got a hangover from sipping too much the on Independence Day. No, man, it ain't gonna be like that for us. Once Yahweh Shai come, look, that's it. That's it. We gonna be independent forever, man. Doing our own thing forever. We gonna govern over the world forever. You see, just like our people celebrate Esau independence. Esau gonna be celebrating our independence from him. But it says, which we will know it as the Passover. But let's get this real quick. This Romans 13 and 11. It says, and that knowing the time that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. So now is the time, man. We even closer than in all history of our people being saved out of captivity. And not just saved out of captivity, because it's been many times that we was delivered, but we went back. This is the time that we are the closest in Israelite history to the Messiah coming back for his second coming to set up the kingdom, man. That's what we're looking for. That's going to be the day we are released from these heathens. That's going to be the day the nation of Israel, like I said, that captive exile, I'm going to go ahead and get that, right? Going to finally be released. Finally, let's get that word independent too. But let's finish this verse. It says Romans 13:11, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. It's closer than we think, man. Again, it can happen at any time. Not just saying Yahweh Shai coming, but all hell to break loose that's going to lead up to Yahweh Shai coming, man. That can happen at any time. You see? But let's snag this, though, just real quick, and I'll get into some precepts. It's Isaiah 51. I believe it's 14. Hey, but even with firecrackers, again, going back to that, the theme of 4th of July is what? You shoot you shoot your firecrackers off, in celebration of being independent. Well, the same thing gonna happen for us, but even on a greater scale. We ain't just gonna be shooting big cat, big cat firecrackers. Yahweh Shai light one and running away, before they go off. No, man. What's gonna be the firecrackers for our Independence Day? Missiles. When missiles fly, right? When they hit, imagine the effect that's gonna bring more than a big cat firecracker, right? The day we get saved, look, we gonna have come on, man, something way greater shooting off. Look, fire from the chariots, that's gonna be a day of days, man. And the elect will be in the chariot with Yahweh Shai, looking down at America burn, and look, continuing to see more missiles fly in the sky. But we'll get to that, Lord willing. Let's get this real quick. There's Isaiah 51:14. Because this is us right here. This line up right with 2 Peter 3 when it says we looking for and hastening until the coming of the day of the Lord. Man, we might have to get that as well. Let me write that down so I don't forget it. Because that goes into missiles falling, right? Independence, right? Missiles falling in the same chapter. After it mentioned missiles falling and burning everything up, how we look for a new heaven and a new earth. But let's snag this. Isaiah 51:14, it says the captive exile. Who is that? Who is that? That's us. Let's look up that word exile. Quick Google definition. It says exile, the state of being barred from one's native country. And that's us as Israelites who was pushed out of our native country. And that's why we over here in America or wherever we are scattered to the four corners, man, in captivity, still locked up away from home. But now it says the captive exile hasteneth that he may be loosed. And that's what we want, man. We want our independence. Just celebrating the independence of America is not good enough because you're still not free. You still can't apply your God's laws here in this land, man. You see, you gotta, as I said about Lot, right? In Peter, as I said about Lot, we still have to see and hear things that's gonna vex our spirit daily here. So we're really not free, man. America not even a free country. America really not even independent. You see? But when Yahweh Shai come back, we ain't gonna have no ties as far as being under another nation. All the nations go be under us, be subject unto us, man. That's really being blessed, as the Apostle Paul going to. That's really being blessed when you have slaves under you, people under you. That's when we really gonna be blessed, man, and independent. Let's look up that definition too while we at it. Let's hit the etymology online, see what it says. This is independent. or independence, either or. So independent, it says from 1610s, etymologyonline.com, it says not dependent on something else, right? We don't have to make trade deals, right? Yahushua got to sit down with the kings of the world in in the kingdom. No, man, it says able to live, man, look at that. It says meaning able to live well without labor. That's that Isaiah 14. All right, once the Lord gather his people again, we go oppress those who oppressed us. And what the Lord said in the 3rd chapter, then you gonna find the rest from your hard labors, wherein you was made to serve, man. And that's why we're looking forward to the coming of Yahushua. I see how people have been watered down, right? The coming of our Lord have been watered down because of the churches that have been set up. So our people don't consider that, look, the day the one y'all call Jesus, the Son of God, come, look, that's the day you need. That's the day you're going to finally stop suffering. That's the day death is going to be done for you, man. That's the day struggling and being sick and worrying, right? That's the day Deuteronomy 28 will be done for you. And Yahushua is the only man that can save us out of this condition. The only one that's going to allow us to be free from our oppressors, man. It says member of an independent congregational church. And ultimately it's the house of David being set up. But let's go back to this and we'll move on. Isaiah 51:14 again, it says the captive exile hasteneth that he may be loosed. And we want to be loose. It says that he should not die in a pit, nor that his bread should fail, man. Nor that his bread should fail. So let's get this. Let's move on. Let's get Jeremiah 30 real quick. Because again, this is going to be a lead up to Yahushua coming. And the Lord about to say right here, look, once Jeremiah 30, Jacob's trouble is over with, man, that's a sigh of relief for us. So again, the worse it get in this world, in truth, that's the better, that's the better it is for us. The worse it get in the world, the closer we are to finally being able to rest. Look, Joshua ain't bring us to the first. Look, he brought us to the first rest, but that wasn't the real rest. We talking about the real rest. When the real Joshua or Yahushua come through, man, that's gonna be the real rest. Let's get this. This is man. We gotta start at 1. Let's just start at 1. This Jeremiah 30:1. It says the word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, "Thus speak of Yahweh, the God of Israel, saying, write thee all the words that I have spoken unto thee in the book." And we reading it right now. So let's see what the Lord got to say. It says, "For lo, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will bring again the captivity of my people, Israel and Judah." Now let's stop there. This got to be talking about the coming of Yahushua. And we should know that because it's saying right here at the same time when the Lord going to save again, right? That's what he said, bring back the captivity. So he going to save us out of captivity. But it says for my people, Israel and Judah. So the Lord is saying, look, I'm going to save the northern and southern kingdom at the same time. Now you got to ask yourself, when was the only time we have been saved together, both kingdoms together? Egypt was the last time. When we came out with Moses and Aaron, it was all 12 tribes. But then after that, eventually the northern kingdom went into the Assyrian captivity. And then eventually from the Assyrian captivity, they came over here to America. And then from now, the southern kingdom went into the Babylonian captivity. The Persian, the Medes, and so on and so forth. The Greeks, the Romans, on down. And we haven't been together as all 12 tribes oppressed together until now in Babylon the Great. Matter of fact, let's get that. I think it says oppressed together. I think it's like Jeremiah. We're oppressed together right now. So that's talking about us being saved from this captivity. And we're going to go back and read. Once we get saved from here, look, that's it. That's it. That's when we're going to finally be set free. Not having to, have an ID, right? A passport, jobs, paying, all this debt, parking tickets and shit, that's gonna be done with. But let's read this. This Jeremiah 50:33. It says, "Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel, northern kingdom, and the children of Judah, southern kingdom, were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast, and they refused to let them go." See, Esau Edom is refusing to let us go. That's why Yahweh Shai got to be sent to get us. And the show is talking about Babylon. America, next verse says 34, "And their Redeemer is strong, Yahweh Shai. The Lord of hosts is his name, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai." And it says, "He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon." So that's now. So as we go into Jeremiah 30, that's talking about the now, man. So when we get brought out of captivity this time, after Jacob's trouble, because we're going to be saved from Jacob's trouble, back in verse 3, Jeremiah 30:3, it says, "For lo, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will bring again the captivity of my people, Israel and Judah, saith Yahweh of hosts, and cause them to return to the land." So we going back home. I seen the brother Zainala do a lesson, I think yesterday or the day before that. We got to ride home. We got to ride home, man. We going back home. And from there, we going to rule the nations from Israel, man, from the headquarters. It says, "Saith the Lord, and I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, and they shall possess it." I'm going to jump down. It says, verse 7, "Alas, for that day is great." Matter of fact, I'm going to start out because it's going into before Yahweh Shai come. Remember, before Yahweh Shai come, it's going to be chaos in the world. Before independence can come, it got to be war. Before America got its independence, it had 3 wars. That's in Daniel 7. Right? The Spanish, the French, and the British. 13 colonies came out the British. That's why on the American flag, you got the 50 stars, right? But the stripes on that is 13 stripes, symbolic for the 13 colonies that got their independence, which grew to America as we would know it today. So the same thing for us. Before Yahweh Shai come back, it got to be battles that got to be fought. World War III being the main one. He said himself is going to be many fires before he come. And we, man, on the threshold of that happening. So as we read on, it says, verse 5, "For thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling and fear and not of peace. Ask ye now and see whether a man doeth travail with child. And wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness." This is the time judgment gonna happen. Women gonna be afraid. Men gonna be shaken up, acting like women, man. And it says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble." Right? This is the last time the Lord gonna ever put his hands on his people. Right? Or beat his woman, It's the last time. So it says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble." But what's the hope for us? It says, "But he shall be saved out of it." And that's when Yahweh Shai Mashiach come to save us out of Jacob's trouble. That's Psalms 91 all day. But what's the point in getting this? So after we get saved out of Jacob's trouble, or mainly over here from America, and then, we'll move on. What it say right here? Verse 8, "For it shall come to pass in that day." So the day we saved, right? The day Yahweh Shai come back and the day we are beamed up out of here, it says, "For it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh of hosts, saith Yahweh of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him." We're going to be free after this, man. True independence. You see, true independence, man. Once Yahweh Shai come back, and what it said right here for that word independent, it says, meaning able to live well without labor. We ain't gonna have to toil anymore, man. Sign like Apostle Gabar was going into right here says break his yoke. Esau contracts. The digital ID, right? The MOTB gonna be gone and passed away. All this gonna be forgotten about. The worries, the stress of man. you know, so on and so forth. Bills. Come on, man. Car problems. All this gonna be done with. We gonna be done with captivity. And this is literal. We gonna be done. The nation of Israel will never go into captivity again after this one. Because look, Esau really ain't even independent. Yeah, they got, independence for a short season. But look, you about to go into captivity. These other nations, you've been independent, throughout ages, but still in the end, you still about to go into captivity again. The difference is from us, we've been in captivity this whole time, but we've, besides Solomon, really, because David had to, as they say, get it out the mud for Solomon to sit in peace, right? But the point is, we ain't ever going into captivity again once the nation of Israel become independent under Yahweh. That's it. That's it. And the government, the throne of David gonna be set up, and that's it. No, Esau ain't go rise in the kingdom and start camps, and prophesy against the nation of Israel, downfall in the kingdom. Moab saying that's right. But it's let me read this in the NLT. I'm interested to see what it say. And I hit that comment board too to see what brother got. I'm interested to see what it say though. This Jeremiah 30:8. Let me just hit that Bible Hub. It got many other translations. So it's Jeremiah 30:8 in the Bible Hub. Pretty much say the same thing. For in that day, saith NLT, saith Yahweh of heaven's armies, I will break the yoke from their necks and snap their chains. Right. We ain't gonna be in chains, spiritual bondage no more either. Neither in these bodies. And foreigners, heathens, will no longer be their masters, man. And that's the day we're looking for. Matter of fact, since we mentioned that, Isaiah 14. Let me see what brother got on that comment board. Shalom to everybody who tuning in. Right. Brother BA, Baruch 3:8, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity. And we still here. It says, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments. Losing. Like it said, what that is, Haggai, I believe, that how the nation of Israel, when we make money, I'm roughly paraphrasing, but it's like putting money into a pocket with holes in it, a bag with holes. You get something and it go away. Which that's in the curses too. You gain, you're going to lose. You're going to lose and you're going to lose more. Right? But the point is, we still in our captivity, whether Jake believe it or not. Jake got on, man, look, this is what Jake got on today. Apollo Creed. This what Jake wearing today, man. Today, Independence Day, but you still got to pay a bill today. Jake wearing to the cookout the whole Apollo Creed uniform. You see, come on, man. But look, they overlooking what they truly are needing. You see, so going back to it, it says, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from Yahweh our power. You see? And I'm gonna hold this one. Ask my wife precept. I'm gonna hold that one. But let's get Isaiah 14 real quick, because it expounds further on us being free. Let me I like that parallel Bible. I'm gonna probably hit the KJV NLT, but it's Isaiah 14, and we're gonna start in the KJV. It says, for the Lord Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel. What do you mean, will yet choose Israel? As he have always chose the Israelites for one last time, and forever he gonna choose his people once again. Just like Apostle Paul said, the Most High have not cast away his people. And he about to prove that in these last times. All right? Let me get the NLT. And he about to prove that in these last times. So it says again, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel. Man, check this NLT version out. This Isaiah 14:1 in the NLT, it says, but Yahweh will have mercy on the descendants of Jacob. He will choose Israel as his special people once again. He will bring them back to settle again in their own land, the land of Israel. You know, the same place Adam and Eve and their descendants was in, the Garden of Eden, right? And then eventually on down, they was cast out. Right, the same place that Adam, I'm about to say Adam and Abraham, but the same place that Abraham was told to leave the Ur of the Chaldees and go to the land of Canaan. And when he walked from the Ur of the Chaldees, he hit the Fertile Crescent, came down to the land of Canaan, which is the land of Israel. Then he came down to Egypt, that same land that Abraham circumference, that was the same land that Adam and Eve was in the Garden of Eden, which on down now today we call it the land of Israel. Well, lo and behold, Yahushua, when he come from the heavens, he will come gather us from the four corners and eventually bring us back to that same place, man. Remember, that's the Heavenly Father's favorite piece of land. You don't think throughout each age he gonna give it to his chosen people, starting with Adam? So in these last times when Adam come back as his true self, Yahushua, he ain't gonna get his land back? Come on, man. Why you think they fighting over that land today? Israel, you know, the Palestinians and the Israelis and America hopping in there because they know, look, they know what Moses was told. That was the land that flowed with milk and honey. They know about them grapes that Moses seen. You had to have two men to carry one cluster of grapes. They know what that land could produce. But look, since the people ain't in there, it's not producing what it should. That's the point, you know? But let's go back. It says Isaiah 14:1 NLT. But Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will the descendants of Jacob. He will choose Israel as his special people once again. He will bring them back to settle once again in their own land. And people from many different nations will come and join them there and unite with the people of Israel. Which, in other words, that's going until those people come and join. That's Israelites, man. That's Israelites. You know, it said in the prophecy that you're going to have these heathens come and bring our people back. Because the whole world ain't going to be destroyed. Just as Babylon the Great, you know, parts of the world will be destroyed. You still have heathens in the world. But in the prophecy, I believe it's in Isaiah, it says they're going to put our, Isaiah 60 or something, but they're going to carry our children on their shoulders and bring them to the land. All right. But verse 2, it says, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place. So once Yahweh come save us, you know, get beamed up in them chariots, get crowned, probably watch the whole creation of the world and the movie all over again before we come down. Right? Then we come down and we gonna 144,000 go be going to get these kings out them bunkers, gathering up people of the world, bringing them to Yahweh. Time for judgment. You know, but it says, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids. So this after Jacob's trouble, after we get saved. It says, and they shall take them captives who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. This is the point I wanted. Verse 3. And it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve, man. So once Yahweh shall come back, that's going to be the day we fully set free. We're going to no more serve again. Like it's saying Lamentations 4, that this going to be our last captivity under Esau Edom. Because look, we about to get new bodies. Even now, we about to be free not only from oppressors, we about to be free from sin, man. Be free from going off. You know, how you have a nation full of, man, look, it's scarce you find one perfect man, right? How much more a nation full of perfect people? And this is literal, literal, man. Not one sin, not one wicked thought. Free from them chains of darkness, right? We're gonna be free from, you know, bondage as far as being chained up, but even from these chains of darkness, these bodies, man, wholly independent. So it says again, and this shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh of hosts shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve, clocking in every day. Right? Let's read the NLT. It says, in that wonderful day, and man, wonderful it will be. It says, in that day, when Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, gives his people rest from sorrow and fear, from slavery and chains, man. And look, again, it's all going to happen the day Yahweh Shai show up. But let's snag this real quick in Daniel 7. Daniel 7. And again, we didn't forget about the missiles, even with fireworks on this day. But that's how Esau and these nations will be taken out. But we calling them missiles, not just, big cat fireworks. But let's start right here. Now, when you go into this Daniel got a dream of 4 beasts, right? 4 beasts that was going to rule in the world before the Israelites' kingdom be set up. Right now, you got the Assyrio Babylonian Empire with the lion who had eagle's wings. Right, you had the second beast, a bear on one side. It was lifted up. That's the Medo-Persian Empire. Then you had the leopard. That's the Greeks. All right, and then you had the 4th one, and that's Rome, which is what? Where I describe it at? The beast. Here it is. It was diverse from all the other ones, and it had 10 horns. That's the Roman Empire. But as we know, Rome fell. Rome fell, and it came back again as America. Now, I'm going to just jump down just to get straight to the point, because even America's Independence Day is in this chapter from one of the horns that they had to take down. But let's start right here. This is Daniel 7 and 23. 7 and 23 says, thus he said, the 4th beast, which again, that's the Roman Empire, shall be the 4th kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth and tread it down and break it into pieces. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall arise after them. Right now, this other that's arising after them, that's America. It says, and another shall arise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. Now, the 3, nations or kings that America subdued was who? Again, America was once part of the British. Then you had those 13 colonies separate themselves, right? But again, you had what? The Spanish War, the French War, and then you had the War of Independence, when the 13 colonies fought for their independence to separate from the British. And that's why you got the 13 stripes on the flag. And again, it grew to what you know as America today. So even America's independence is right here. But let's move on. It says, because our independence will come through America being destroyed. It says, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, right? Esau, Edom, by way of this system, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. And look, we tired. Brothers tired. I'm sure sisters out there, y'all tired. This is why we need this, man. This is why we need to be saved from our oppressors. Man, matter of fact, I'm gonna hold this on deck. Isaiah 19. Isaiah 19, because we've been mentioning Yahweh Shai gonna do it. But we ain't bring out no precept yet. Let's hold this then. Because a great savior gonna be sent because of the oppressors. All right. It says, but let's move on. It says, and he shall speak great words against the Most High and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given, who's the they? Us, Israelites, and they shall be given into his hand. Who hand? Esau, Edom. Because when that 4th beast, which we know according to Revelation 13, it had a deadly wound. That was the Dark Ages. But then it came back to life. It healed itself, the Renaissance. And now we know it as the Roman Empire coming back, that 4th beast, by way of America, NATO, and the EU. So this is who we talking about. This man, mainly America, because it's owned the beast, that whore that's owned the beast, we given into his hand. It says, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and a dividing of time. But what we looking forward to, prophecy being fulfilled, because 26 says, but, right? But, so although we in this man's hand, losing, right, being wore out, it says, but the judgment shall sit. And we know the end of all things. We ain't gonna be here for forever. It's not written that way. You know, it's not written that way for us to be under Esau rulership forever, in captivity forever. It's written for us to rule forever. That haven't happened yet. So it says, but the judgment shall sit, and they, who's the day, the Israelites, shall take away his dominion to consume and to destroy it unto the end. And the kingdom and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him, man. You know, so again, we're going to be free from any and everybody. Once Yahweh come back, let's get that in Isaiah 19. This Isaiah 19 and 19. It says, in that day shall there be an altar to Yahweh in the midst of the land of Egypt. Talking about Revelation 11 and 8 Egypt, America, the spiritual Egypt. It says, and a pillar at the border thereof. And what's the altar? These different camps that you see set up. Aren't we living sacrifices? What a place that the places that these brothers out there preaching his word, that's the altar. And we the sacrifices, man. Offering up to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And it says, and it, talking about these camps, the prophets raising up, it says, and it shall be for a sign and for a witness unto Yahweh of hosts in the land of Egypt. Right? It says, for they shall cry unto Yahweh of hosts because of the oppressors. So that's telling you as a people, and we crying unto the Lord because of the oppression, man. You know, because we woe out. And not even as far as, you know, the negative, because we want to be perfect, man. We want them new bodies. We want to rule the world and turn it right side back up. So we crying unto the Lord, seeing his creation being destroyed. Even these other nations suffering. Our people suffering. Esau, Edom, continuing to get off with no judgment, man. So right here it says, and it shall be for a sign unto Yahweh of hosts, a sign and a witness for Yahweh of hosts in the land of Egypt, for they shall cry unto Yahweh because of the oppressors. And what it say? And he shall send them a savior and a great one. That's Yahweh Shai. And it says, and he shall deliver them, man. And Yahweh Shai go be sent to deliver us. And look, the day he go be sent will be the same exact day missiles gonna fall. Matter of fact, I was reading this the other day. Let's get this real quick in Joel 2. The same day Yahweh Shai be sent, missiles gonna fall. So the day the nation of Israel become independent, just like in this world, fireworks gonna be shot off. You see, fireworks gonna be sent, man. I'm gonna hold this. No, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna hold this. No, I'm gonna get this right now. I'm gonna get this right now. Because when Yahweh Shai in the air with the chariots and the angels, look, missiles gonna be in the air at the same time. Let's start up a little bit. This is Joel 2, and I'm gonna read the NLT. I'm gonna read this quick. Yep, Joel 2. Man, I'm gonna start at 1. It says, sound a trumpet in Jerusalem. Raise the alarm on my holy mountain. Let everyone tremble and fear. It says, because the day of the Lord is upon us. The day of our salvation is upon us. It said it is a dark day. So like it is a day of darkness and gloom, a day of thick clouds and deep blackness. Suddenly, like a dawn spreading across the mountains, a great and mighty army appears. Those missiles when they shot off. So the day of the Lord will be the day of fireworks. It says, nothing like it has been seen before or ever will be seen. Like Isaiah 9 say, 9 and 4, I believe, or 9 and 5, that every other battle in the world was fought with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, like them ancient wars, swords, clinking together. It says, but this shall be fought with burning and fuel of fire. That's when missiles are shot off. You can see it right here. The next verse says, fire burns in front of them and flames follow after them. Ahead of them, the land lies as beautiful as the Garden of Eden, right? You got water, vegetation, fruit. But when those missiles hit, it says, but behind them is nothing but desolation, and not one thing escapes. You see, I'm gonna jump down for time's sake. Verse 6, it says, fear grips all the people, right? When they look up and see those missiles falling. This is the same thing Yahweh Shai uttered in Matthew the 24th chapter, when it says it's going to be, uproars of the people. Then he said, in Luke 21, which, it's the same thing, just a different perspective. But in Luke 21, he said, the seas and the waves roaring, right? Going through Jacob's trouble, people bugging out in the world. But then he says, and men's hearts failing them for fear for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. What's those things that's going to be coming on the earth? Missiles, man. Yahweh Shai even talked about it. He said, look, at the end of Jacob's trouble, and that's in Luke 21, he said damn, I'm forgetting now. It says, let me just get it, man. It's a lot. You won't butcher it. Because it says, look, then right after people fear that for coming on the earth, it says, then you're going to see the Son of Man coming. So that's showing, look, once Yahweh Shai come, missiles go be in the air at the same time. But real quick, this Luke 21, and I'm going to start at 25. It says, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. So this verse 25 is during Jacob's trouble, right? That's during Jacob's trouble. That's the 6 troubles that Job spoke about. But next it says, 26, and men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. Missiles, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Even the elites will be in fear on this day. You see? Because when we go back to Joel 2, it says people faces go be pale, right? When they see those missiles. Because men's hearts failing them for fear for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. Luke said those things because he didn't know an ICBM missile, man. That's those things. And when those things are in the air about to hit, because that's going to be a reality check for all these people, especially Americans, when they standing on this soil, or should I say when they standing on this concrete of America, looking up, and they ain't going to have no hope of hearing, come up hither. They ain't going to have no hope of getting beamed up by Yahweh Shai. So they know it's over for them. And who would ever thought here in America they would be getting hit with missiles? So now we see why man's heart's going to fail them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. It says, and the powers of the heaven shall be shaken. And after that, so as missiles in the air, verse 27 says, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And for us, it says, and when these things begin to come to pass, so when we see missiles falling, right, when we see chariots, it says, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. In the twinkling of an eye, we all gonna meet each other in them new bodies on that chariot. You see? Come on, man. So even Yahweh Shai, look, indirectly spoke about the day of our salvation right here. Missiles falling. Verse 25, Jacob's trouble. Verse 26, missiles falling. Verse 27, Yahweh Shai coming. Verse 28, us getting beamed up. Come on, man. Come on, man. It all lined up. So going back to Joel 2, when those missiles fall, and that's why these people face Joel 2 and 6 NLT. It says, fear grips all the people, and every face grows pale with terror. The attackers, which is those missiles, march like warriors and scale city walls like soldiers. Straight forward, they march, never breaking rank. They never jostle each other, right? So they ain't gonna go off path. You ain't gonna have one that was destined to hit Houston, Texas, and then it actually get blown by the strong winds that day and it hit, Kissimmee, Florida. No, it's gonna hit exactly where they supposed to hit. They ain't gonna run into each other. All these missiles that's gonna be in the air on this one day, they not gonna hit each other. Flying in different directions from different countries, still not gonna hit each other. They're gonna fulfill the Most High will, man. Like you read 2 Ezra 15, it says, it calls them flying swords or fleeing swords. And it says, and they shall go steadfastly unto Babylon. I think that's 2 Ezra 15 or 16. But let's move on. I'm gonna go down to 10. It says the earth quakes. And look, remember that. As they come and when they hit, the earth gonna quake. And we're gonna get Revelation 11 to show, look, when these things hit, after that, we're gonna be free. That's why we're looking forward to this. So even on the day Yahweh Shai come and save us, which that's gonna be our Independence Day, just like America shooting fireworks on theirs, fireworks could be shot off on ours. And I had got this this topic from this lesson. It was the brother Yeshaya out there in the Palm Beach, West Palm Beach camp, out there in Florida. It was about maybe 2 years ago. I remember he did a lesson, and the brother mentioned how fireworks could be shut off, on our day of salvation. So seeing the day was July 4th, that the Lord put, that lesson back in my spirit. So I want to do it again because that's a true statement, man. But even greater, you see? And usually, you run from, you light the firework and you run from it. No, we're going to be looking, man, over America, just right there, looking at them fall, looking at them drop, enjoying the show, man. All right, but let's continue. It says the earth quakes as they advance, and the heavens tremble. The sun and the moon grow dark, and the stars no longer shine. And it's talking about the missiles, right? And you even see right here, verse 11, and the Lord, Yahushua, and the Lord is at the head of the column. Man, think about that army. It says he leads them with the shout. So you're going to see Yahushua in the sky with the multitude. And look, Yahushua going to be on his chariot. He going to be riding his chariot. He ghost riding a whip. Yahushua going to be ghost riding a chariot, man. We'll look with the other angels in their chariots doing maneuvers in different colors and metals and gold. But look, even behind them, in the same, order as them, missiles gonna be flying at the same time. Talk about that army, man. That's an army. You know how in the ancient world, that's a spirit. Because in the ancient world, you'll have the horsemen, right? You had a king in the front, like, Alexander the Great. You had a king in the front. Then you had other men on the horses and men on camels. Then you had the archers back on the wall. And as the men on the horsemen going towards the enemy, you had the archers shooting the arrows at them. The same thing once Yahushua and the angels, being those spiritual horsemen on those chariots, right? You're going to have those missiles flying like the archers back in the day used to shoot them bows, man. So it's kind of like Yahushua using ancient tactics in a modern time with way advanced weaponry, man. Come on, man. It says the Lord is at just got excited. It says the Lord is at the head of the column. He leads them with a shout. This is his mighty army, and they follow his orders. So the missiles go do what the Lord says. It says, right, the day of Yahweh is awesome, the terrible thing who can possibly survive. And only the elect gonna survive. Let's get Revelation 11 real quick. Only the elect gonna survive, and I'll wind it down. Remember that earthquake. So when these things hit, that's it. This Revelation 11. I'm gonna start at 11 because it's going into us now. Revelation 11 and 11. And after 3 days and a half, right, from the time from the time we came over here in slavery, the bulk of us, being dead all that time, until John the Baptist, right, or Elijah, or Elder Abba Bivens was raised up. The spirit was put in him to bring truth back to the earth, right? So it says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them. And now you have what? That great awakening that's been happening. And they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them, right? The elect raising up, even 2/3 knowing the Israelites. But what can we look for next? Right? Seeing, the word spread to the four corners. Yahushua said, once that happened, then shall the end come. So what are we waiting on right here? July 4th, 8:03 a.m. It says, verse 12, look, all we need is Jacob's trouble to hit, and this next. Verse 12, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. This Yahushua, hey, speaking in the Hebrew tongue to his elect. When those missiles fall, he gonna say, "Come up hither." Matter of fact, let's get Revelation 18, because it's actually gonna mention fire, since we talking about fireworks being shot off on the day of our salvation or Independence Day, because it say the same thing in Revelation 18. Revelation 18. And I'll start at 4, straight to the point. It says, "And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people." Same thing as come up hither. It says, "That you be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive none of her plagues." And what's going to be the last plague that hit? Missiles. Missiles. It says, matter of fact, let's jump down. It says, and it's talking about America, Babylon the Great. It says, "And therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death, mourning, famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire." Utterly burned with fire. Matter of fact, I do want to get that flying swords precept. Hold on, let me I know where it's at, my scripture. Just to show, look, hey, the greatest place of our captivity, this is what Allah go had those missiles shot at, man. So it's gonna be an honor to watch America get destroyed, because this is where the bulk of our people at. But this is second Esdras. All right, I'm gonna pull it up on here. This second Esdras 15. This second Esdras 15. And I'm gonna start at let's see, 40. This second Esdras 15. Right. I'm gonna start at 41. It's going into those missiles, because when you read up, it's going into World War III, but right here it's going into those missiles. So this second Esdras 15 and 41, it says fire and hell and what? And flying swords. What's them flying swords? Matter of fact, man, precepts just coming to mind. What's them flying swords? That's missiles. Let me get this real quick. Second Esdras 16 and 13. It says, "For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp." Those flying swords. And it ain't talking about regular arrows. It's going to explain itself. It says, "For his arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world." Right? So that's second Esdras 16 and 13. Now, what arrows could be shot into the ends of the world? Even if you had a world's strongest man, or the world's #1 ranked archer, he can't stand on the west coast of Africa and shoot a bow and arrow to Miami, Florida, man. Impossible. The only things that can be shot that look like an arrow, because remember, when these things was read, the prophets ain't have the modern terminology of a ICBM missile, of a Tomahawk missile, of a silo. You see? They described them the best way they could. Now, again, what does an arrow look like, or a dart? It looked like a missile. That's the only thing that could be shot from one part of the world to the other. That's why they are called intercontinental ballistic missiles. Can go from one continent to another. That's what's going to be shot off. So look, this is going to be the fireworks on our Independence Day. Missiles, man. Let's finish reading. It says, "Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundations of the earth." So I just want to get what those flying swords was. Now let's continue reading this second Esdras 15, because it's going to tell us where these flying swords going to go, where they go land. It says, second Esdras 15 and 41, "Fire and hell and flying swords, and many waters, that all fields may be full, and all rivers with the abundance of great waters." And what these flying swords going to do? The same thing that it just said in Joel, the 2nd chapter. It says, "And they shall break down the cities and walls and mountains and hills and trees of the wood, grass of the meadows, and their corn. And they shall go steadfastly." Where they going? Let's blow it up. "And they shall go steadfastly unto Babylon." So missiles will be shot over here to Babylon the Great, the main place of our captivity. Well, it's going to be the main place of Yahweh Shai fireworks session. Yahweh Shai, he gonna get him too. He gonna shoot fire down from the chariot, right? But they coming steadfastly unto Babylon. It says, and they shall go steadfastly unto Babylon and make her afraid. And they shall come to her and besiege her, right? Hey, look, the Lord told these nations, spare no arrows. They coming from all sides, man. And they shall besiege her, the star and all wrath shall they pour out upon her. And this is tell you it's talking about missiles, because it's exactly what Revelation 18 say. And what's next? After they hit, and then shall the dust and smoke go up unto heaven, and all that be about her shall bewail her, man. You see that? You see? It's the same thing these scriptures saying. That's how the fire gonna be brought to Babylon the Great, by way of missiles. You see? By way of missiles, man. Matter of fact, let's read down, because this is the day we're looking for. You know? Let's jump down. It says, verse 16, Revelation 18 and 16, and I'll wind it down. And saying, alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen, purple, scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, for in 1 hour, man, that's cold. Look all this time it took for Esau to get his independence, but look how quick he gonna lose it. Look how quick he gonna lose it in 1 hour. And we was in captivity for so long, all this time, and in 1 hour, we gonna be independent. For in 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught. And every shipmaster, and it's the same thing as saying what we just read in 2nd Esdras. And every shipmaster and all the company of ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea, stood afar off when they saw the smoke of a burning sand. What city is like unto this great city? And they cast dust on their heads, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great city wherein we were all made rich, that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness, for in 1 hour is she made desolate. Now check it out. So when that happened, it says, but us rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High have avenged you on her. So we're going to be glad when it's happened. We're going to finally be set free, and we're going to, in return, watch the destruction on the same place we were just slaving in, man. The same place we were just working these jobs, right? Getting taxed, having to pay child support, right? Eating fake food, so on and so forth. Being humiliated, you know, the woman over the man. In the same place we have been wore out, as it's saying Daniel 7, the same place we've been wore out for all these years, gonna be the same exact place we gonna enjoy seeing burn on the day we finally go be set free, man. Talk about an ending to a story. Let's read that again. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets. And man, even when you think about that, there's only one set of men on the earth who refer to themselves as the apostles and the prophets. It says, for the Most High have avenged on her. And it says, and a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone. And I don't find that a coincidence. Yeah, you know, after America get burned, it says, rejoice, ye holy apostles and prophets. And the Lord likened the fall of Babylon like a great millstone, after he just mentioned the apostles and the prophets. Just, you know. But it says, and a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all, man. And I ended with this. Let's go back to Revelation 11. So that's why that great earthquake gonna be, because missiles gonna fall. Missiles gonna fall, man. Let's read this again. Revelation 11 and 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud in a chariot, and their enemies beheld them. Right, our oppressors gonna look at us. Your boss at your job gonna look at you, right? Your ex, woman who scoffs, she gonna look at you, right? It says in the same hour. So look, that's the same hour. So the same hour the elect getting beamed up, it says in the same hour the same 60 minutes was there a great earthquake. Why? Because missiles gonna touch down. And the 10th part of the city fell, and in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, which is just a number. 7 is complete. So everybody who need to die, gonna die. It says, and the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the God of heaven. You know, but let's read on, because after the fire, right, comes, then again, that's when it's over for us. Second Ezra's, not second Ezra's. I thought of a precept. I ended with that second Ezra's. Second Ezra 7. But let's finish this real quick. So it says, and the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the God of heaven. So it says the second war is past, and behold, the third will come quickly. Because when World War III come, that's when we're gonna be saved. You see? So when that fire hit and says, and the seventh angel sounded, and there were great voices in heaven saying, the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of his anointed, his Mashiach, and he shall reign forever and ever, man. So the day those missiles hit is going to be the day that the nation of Israel will finally be set free, man, and independent. You see? And independent. Let's end it with the second Ezra 7. I'm going to end it for sure with this, though. Matter of fact, I'm going to read comments off the comment board, too, where we got pre-sales. But let's finish with this. Second Ezra 7 and 42. It says, he answered me and said, this present life is not the end where much glory doeth abide. Right? This is not the end all be all. This life we in now, man. Struggling, right? Sick, worrying. This is not the end. It says, therefore have they prayed for the weak, but this is what we're looking for. It says, but, verse 43, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time. The end of this current age we living in is going to go out by destruction, doom, fire, missiles. And it's going to be the end of this time, this age. Second Ezra 6, Esau's age. Esau's the end of the world. So Esau, he came in by doom and bloodshed, right? Dropping bombs, missiles. Well, he going to go out by doom and bloodshed and dropping bombs and missiles, but it's going to be on him. But check it out. So the same day that happened, it says, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time. And, right, that's an and. So the same day, it says, and the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past. So the same day missiles fall and destruction is brought to the earth will be the same day we are set free. And that's going to be the first day of everlasting life, man. Again, the last day in this world going to be the first day of our world's everlasting life. Translated, man, transferred. Power will be transferred in this day. It says, intemperance is at an end, infidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown, and truth is sprung up. And then shall no man be able to save him that is destroyed. So nobody will be able to save Esau, save these heathens, neither save these 2/3. It says, nor to oppress him that have gotten a victory, and neither will we be oppressed ever again after Yahushua give us that victory, you know, of independence, man. But let me see what bro's got on the comment board. I seen that brother. This Baruch 4 and 25. It says, my children, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from the Most High. For thine enemy have persecuted thee. Right. And we've been being persecuted. Again, we got Daniel 7. It says we've been woe out. And when brothers link up, you see it. You see brothers woe out on their faces, man. Right? Suffering. But again, we have the greater hope because we know the latter end of things, man. It says, my children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from the Most High. For thine enemy have persecuted thee. It says, but, and I like that but, man. It says, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction and tread upon his neck. Shortly. Because why? Even he know he got a short time. So if Esau know he got a short time to rule, what that mean for us? We only got a short time left in these chains, man. Hey, well, both chains, men in captivity and these chains of darkness. And think about that. You got somebody in jail and they know either they about to get bonded out. Now look, you got people, say if you sit in a little holding cell, you call your people to come bond you out and they tell you, all right, I'm gonna come. This is the thing. You about to get bonded out. You just don't know where they at in traffic, if they already spoke to the bondman, if they already paid, if they already went through the process of signing papers. You don't know where it's at, but you ain't tripping because you know what? I'm about to get bonded out. Because there's people in there who they family members ain't answering the calls, right? They told them no, you got in there, so you got to deal with it. So they don't have that hope or excitement while still being oppressed or in jail. But we do, because we know we about to get out. Or if you in jail, you putting a little tally marks on the wall, counting the days, and you not tripping because look, you might get let off for good behavior. And that's the elect. The elect will be let off for good behavior. Because Yahweh Shai said he gonna shorten the time for the elect's sake. Come on, man. But I'm giving that analogy because we at that point, we not tripping because we about to be let off. It is what it is. We at the end. So it says, Baruch 4:34, for I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning. And it's going into Babylon the Great. And that her is talking about that whore, man. It says, for I would, matter of fact, let me see, because another verse I think that go to that. It's Baruch 4, and I'm gonna start at 31. It says, miserable are they that afflicted thee and rejoiced at thy fall. So the Lord says, look, it's gonna be miserable for the nations who oppressed you and rejoice when you fell. It says, miserable are the cities which thy children serve. And what a main place we serve, right over here in Babylon the Great. Although we scatter to the four corners, but this is the main place. It says, and miserable is she that received our sons. And who's the she? That great whore. And how she received our sons? Slave ships. Right? Slave ships, man. But let's see what's going to happen to that she, or to Babylon. It says, for as she rejoiced at thy ruin and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved of her own desolation. Now this is going to what a brother had at verse 34. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning. Rainbow flag supporters. It says, verse 35, for fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, long to endure, and she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time. And what's that fire that's going to come upon? That great whore. That's missiles, man. That's going to be the missiles. You see? We got that one. We'll read it again. 2 Ezra 16-13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. And we're going to enjoy that show, man. We're going to enjoy that. It says, Isaiah 24:20, the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgressions thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. Matter of fact, I know I said I was going to end it, but just to cap it off, we see Yahweh Shai go come and save us from these oppressors. And that's the day the nation of Israel will be independent. We're going to rule over these nations, man. We're going to have our own laws. We're going to have our own land, so on and so forth. But then even that day, as it is today, they got fireworks on Independence Day. Well, the same. We're going to have fireworks. And it's going to be what? Those missiles that's going to be flying. You see? And that's the day we look for. Let's get this, when it says, dance the blood. That one, and this one in Sirach when it says, man that live to see the fall. Yep. Let's get this one real quick. This is Psalms 58:10. Psalms 58:10. It says, the righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. So we gonna look, this is the day we're gonna be glad. Hey, that's when we're gonna, like the church. Hey, this is the day that the Lord have made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Which that's a precept, not just from the church, that's a precept. But it says, the righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked, so that a man may say, verily there is a reward for the righteous. Verily he is a God that judgeth in the earth. And it's the last one. Sirach 25:7. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy. So what we about to read, this is what makes a man happy. It says, in the 10th I will utter with my tongue, a man that have joy of his children, and it's the one, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy, man. And that's where we at in the story. We about to witness and live to see the fall of our enemy. And once our enemy fall, we gonna be released, But I'm gonna end it right there. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. So like I went a little long, but Lord willing, it was edifying. But with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash, and your double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and your peace and blessings to all you walking out there who pushing this word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as all you believers out there who believing on the gospel. And again, as always, man, we almost out of here. Literally. Keep fighting, keep pushing. And look, we'll meet each other on the chariot. Like you say, kiss and hug, and we'll see each other on the chariot, man. And look, we got forever to kick it. You see? But they keep fighting, keep pushing. And with that, shalom.